in a world called Immorta.
Attack! Man the Force.
Oh, the cleaner. She's literally a psychopath. A little psycho. Psycho. Hey, you're so bouncy, lovely Follow me, follow me, follow me. Defense. She's a psycho teddy bro.
You know what I do when life throws zombies?
Obviously, he's an angel, so wings are kind of a big deal just for that purpose alone. But it's also the way that he can get back to heaven. But overall, I think he obviously made the right call. And we see that his knowledge saves us as well, because we see that the wound on his hand where he's
Well, that's a bad.
deal just for that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the way that he get back to heaven. But overall, I think he obviously made the right call. We see that his knowledge saves us as well, because we see that the wound on his hand where he's back to heaven. I think that's more
I can be person. Just a big part of it. Only a little.
basically these long black worms. And once the worm gets to your body, they cause you to go insane. Basically, so you have to use a self-friendly foe, just attacking anyone that you see. We also get confirmation that people that are really strong die just like the weak people when they get to the final stage of the adventure. Their body just continues to move a bit longer because of the power that they've accumulated in your life. We also learn different ways that the parasite can spread to people. And the most common ways is by eating or breathing in the tiny eggs that the worms lay. As we see when both Adam and if the infected actually touches you, that will also spread the virus as well. Now, stage 1 of the virus is pretty tame because it just involves and run away as well. Sadly, we see that got the last living infant. It probably hurt even more considering that was the one that they got made. After Walter's birthday, Charlie and her crew decided to take a break.
Wait, isn't Vox immune? He's not even a person in hell. He's a computer. Then how is computer dead? I don't know, it's just a virus. It's a real person. That I think that keeps stealing. Bang! Bang! Bang!
Attack!
After all that, we come back over to Adam. It's like, the first thing that is, but he does not care about Adam at all. And the second thing is that apparently Heaven has something. Now, based on the way it sounds, this is set up. I think that they are experiencing and when we can see inside of the building, that
Yes, I saw him. Buying my food. What's coming?
the fourth.
Outside of God. And speaking of God, we get to see him next. And I have to point out that I love this design. Usually when we see angels, they just look like, I mean, honestly, little white babies with wings. Well, that heaven, kinda. But then when you get to like more abstract versions of angels, they look like nightmare people. And you can tell that this design is based on some of those things. Now, when we look here, we can see that God is distressed, and he doesn't seem to know what is going on here in heaven. Specifically, he doesn't seem to know about the virus. But based on the stat sheet, we see that St. Peter and Sarah definitely know. It seems like Sarah has been doing some healing, considering that her hands are rinsed in blood. I also find it interesting that Galen has samples of the worm and the worm egg, which is starting to make the pictures that the angels are definitely responsible for the virus down in hell. But I think the thing to play further is now we need to
Defend.
Angel, that's your sister, bro. Sorry, Molly.
This is why Sarah has a secret house action. And even though it's obvious that this senseless murder is taking a toll on Sarah, is it what she thinking? Even they are doing this for the right reason while this is going on. So that guy is starting to get curious. He starts walking around looking for clues as to what's going on. He finds Sarah covered in gore. Now while it looks like digging up here, Galen then appears and tells God that this isn't blood he's looking at, but rather just jam. And somehow this actually works. After that, we see that Galen then begins to yell at God, telling him not to leave the castle again. Going as far as to look at that, which is crazy if you think about it. And then he's gonna put his hand around God's waist as if he has a thing for him. And then he makes this crazy face.
What's wrong with him? Such a weird face. Such a weirdo.
Back down in hell, we see that Adam and Eve are getting
Yes, he is.
and then we see him put his hand around God's waist and he makes this crazy face.
Something is definitely wrong with this guy.
Back down in hell, we see that Adam and Eve are running through their staircase, but they run into two infected.
Oh, no.
While it looks like Adam is going to get attacked again, Mammon actually jumps in front of him
And
makes
watch
a
out.
book, allowing them all to get away safely and find shelter at his house. But then we see that Mammon actually
Fuck.
looks like his arm is infected. They are forced to chop it off. After that, we learn that the reason that Bam actually knows